What it do, everybody? I hope everybody had a fantastic Sunday. As for myself, I had a great day. What's going on, y'all? Look, I got my head twisted. Yes, I got my head twisted up, y'all. What's going on, good people? I hope everybody is doing good. I got something on my face. I was eating. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Before we get into some things, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Make sure it says all so that when I go live, you'll get notified. Okay? Thank you. Listen. I titled this Comfort Kills Your Dreams. I think that's the way I put it. Comfort kills your dreams. That's what we're going to talk about on tonight. Comfort kills your dreams. Okay? Because it do. It do. We, I know I've been guilty of it. I get comfortable with something, and when I look up, years done passed me by, okay? From me being comfortable and caught up into that one thing. I end up, you know what I'm saying? I've been guilty of that. Just like with a job, you find a job and the pay is pretty good and it's maintaining you. It's not putting you where you want to be, but it's maintaining you. And so you say you're gonna, work that job for a while, but you're gonna look for something else. But what you end up doing is you end up working that job, working that job, working that job. You understand? And what ends up happening is that you get comfortable. See how that works? A lot of us have experienced that. We get comfortable with that job and we end up not looking for another job. Let's be clear. We end up sticking to that job. We probably get a raise, right? We end up getting a raise. But for real, we get comfortable with that. And so we end up not pursuing anything. And when we look up, years have passed us by. Now, how many of y'all guilty of that? Because I know I ain't the only one. I know I ain't the only one. I know a lot of us have done it. A lot of us have done it. Get comfortable. Hello. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Talia. What, Andrew, you say I'm guilty? Yes, we've all done it. We've all done it. We've all gotten comfortable with stuff. And we say, we'll say, well, I'm gonna get this job over here for a while, but then I'm gonna move on to something else, or I'm gonna look for something else. And you end up on that job for years. You look up 5 or 10 years done pass you by, you know? So we all, some people don't want to admit it, but we all are guilty of that. Okay. And I wanna like talk a little more about that, how being comfortable kills our dreams. Because it really do. When you think about it, it really do. You say, how old are you? I'm 55. 55, baby. Yep, I'm 55. What do I look at? Do I look 55? Huh? Some people may think I look 55. Some people may think I don't. I don't know. I don't feel 55. I tell you that. I feel good. But listen, and so we do, I just want to talk about that a little more because we do need to pay more attention to that. How our our dreams, like we be having dreams. Some of us be having a lot of dreams about what we want to do, where we want to travel and stuff like that. But a lot of times what happens is we get caught up in survival mode. Okay? We get caught up trying to survive, trying to find ways to pay our bills, trying to find ways to keep our family going. You know what I mean? And so, what's the time for you? It's 1:38 here, 1:38 in the morning. What time is it where you at? May Yeshua bless you and keep you, and may his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Arsenal. I hope I'm saying that right. Arsenal. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, we be having dreams about where we going to travel and different things like that. But what ends up happening is that life be lifing, and we get caught up in survival mode, right? And so when we do that, we end up forgetting about those dreams that we was having, right? We end up forgetting about all the dreams. The good Lord loves you. Thank you. Thank you. He loves us all. Yes, he do. He loves us all. Thank you so much. And so we end up getting caught up, in that moment. But by us getting caught up in that moment, end up 5 or 10 years pass us by, right? And we end up losing all our dreams. We end up forgetting about the dreams that we was having because we done got comfortable with our routine that we got going on, right? We finally found a job that's paying the bills, that's helping taking care of the family, and we forget about the dreams that we were having because we done got comfortable, right? So I want to talk about that a little bit. That's why I tell y'all it's important to take some me time, right? Even though you may have a lot going on. I don't care if it's 5 or 10 minutes. Take some me time and write down some goals or write down some things that you would like to do for yourself. You know what I mean? And write little goals down. I always say start with little goals because little goals seem make you, how can I put it? Little goals make you be okay, and you can reach those when you look at little goals. But then when after you accomplish, say you put two goals down, two little goals, and you actually accomplish them, go back and put two more goals down, but make those goals bigger than the first goals you put down. You see what I'm saying? And then you accomplish those. See, because you don't want to get sidetracked and get caught up in being comfortable. It's not intentional. That's why you have to pay attention to it. You have to stay focused on it because what? I'm smoking big. Oh, whatever that means. Hello, artist. How you doing? And so you don't want to get caught up in that. So you have to pay attention to it because once you get comfortable, it's easy for that time to just pass you by. You see what I'm saying? And you'll look up and 10 years to pass you by. And you still at that job. You ain't accomplished none of your dreams that you had, none of your goals and none of your dreams that you had for yourself. You didn't accomplish any of those because you got caught up in life. Life be lifing, and you got caught up in the moment. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's important to take some me time, right? Take some me time. Write you down some goals. Stay on top of your goals, okay? Because you don't want to let all that time pass you by and you get caught up in it, being comfortable, you know? Yes, all is well with me and my family too. Thank you so much. Artist, what are you talking about? I'm going to pray for you, artist. Excuse me, y'all. Thank you already. I appreciate you. And so you don't want to skip those things by. You want to, you how can I put it? You don't want to look up and you're 60, 70 years old and don't get to accomplish any of your dreams, right? Or your goals. So that's why I say always take some me time. If it's only 5 or 10 minutes, write down some of your goals and some things that you would like to do. You know, write them down because you don't want to let the time get away from you and you don't want to get so comfortable with what you're doing that you don't even, you stop dreaming. It seems like your dreaming, goes away. You just seem like you stop dreaming and then your goals just go out the window because you caught up in survival mode and you trying to hang on to that job and stuff like that. That's why a lot of us miss our calling. We all have a calling, okay? We all have a calling. God has put something in each and every one of us that we can do to survive from. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of us miss it. We miss it because we get comfortable with what we're doing and we stop looking for our calling because we get comfortable. And that's why I say comfort kills your dreams because it does. It does. It does. I've been guilty of it, and so many others have been guilty of that. Getting comfortable in something and everything, your dreams and everything just go out the window. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to start tapping into yourself and, taking 5 or 10 minutes for yourself. Get you a journal. Get you a journal and start writing things down, some goals, writing some of your dreams down that you would like to do. I'm telling you, when you do that, you're going to tap into your calling. What's going to happen is that you're going to tap into your calling. Our calling that we have on our life is something that will take care of us. Okay? We don't have to work a 9 to 5. We all have a calling within us that will take care of us and our families. We just have to tap into it. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, we done been through so much, right? And our ancestors done been through so much. And people don't want to believe this. But from what our ancestors went through, trickled down to us like generational curses, okay? We still are having problems from the things that our ancestors went through. Like, no joke. And some people don't want to believe it, but it's the truth. Generational curses is real. And we are still dealing with being oppressed and stuff like that. It's not like it's a secret, it's the truth. All this. I'm not talking about that right now, okay? But we really have been through some things and you know, it's still affecting a lot of us today. But you can come up out of it. Don't think that you can't. You can come up out of it. And like I said, comfort kills your dreams because we get comfortable with what we're doing and we let everything else go because now we done got comfortable with the job. We done got comfortable with the pay that we're getting. You know what I'm saying? No, no, no. You can't do that. You can't let that happen to you. You cannot let that happen to you. Thank you already. I'm glad I'm doing that because that's what I want to hear. I want to hear if I touch one person, I'm happy. If I'm helping one person, I am happy with that. Seriously. So thank you and I appreciate you for being here. But yeah, we do. We get so comfortable that everything just go out the window. You got to tap back into yourself. And like I said, if you don't want to journal, get a little notebook And when you're sitting somewhere and you got some little time to yourself, write down some goals, little goals, right? That you can see yourself accomplishing. Because what you want to do is you want to discipline yourself to make promises to yourself and keep them. You understand what I'm saying? And when you get yourself in that when you discipline yourself to be able to make promises to yourself that you can keep, you're going to see things changing. You're going to really see things changing and start to change, okay? So get you a journal, write down you a few goals that you could see yourself accomplishing. And when you accomplish those goals, uh, go back and write you two more goals or three goals. But guess what? This time you're going to make these goals a little bigger than those first goals. Okay? Didn't we when you talking about the wrong thing? Okay. Oh my goodness, artists. I thought you was gonna chill out, but I see you're not. I see you not going to chill out. And so, hello, Stephen. How are you? Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. And so, these are the things that you want to really, um, yeah, I just went on and blocked them. I thought I was trying to ignore him, and let him stay. But he just kept on, just kept on. So I just went on and blocked him. So you really want to, he made me lose my thought. Um, oh shoot. You really want to do that because you don't want to get let being comfortable like just blow everything. And it will. I'm telling you because I've done it to myself. I've gotten so comfortable with something that I stopped dreaming. It was like I stopped dreaming and I stopped setting goals. You know what I mean? I just got comfortable with what I was doing and everything else kind of went out the window. You know? You said, Stephen say, I think I'm alone. No, you're not alone. You're on here with us, baby. You're not alone. You can come on here with us whenever I'm live. You can come on here. I do not mind. You're not alone. Hi, Pip. Am I saying that right? Hi, Pip Thorn. How are you? Thank you all for tapping in with me. I sure appreciate it. But yeah, sometimes I understand that sometimes life be lifing, and it causes us to lose ourselves in life sometime, and I get it. I do. But it doesn't have to be that way. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be that way. You just have to take some me time. I tell everybody, you need that me time for yourself. You know? You really do. Um, you know, I've talked to so many people who be going through it. They really be going through some things. And I'm gonna tell you what worked for me. I don't like pushing nothing on nobody. So I'm not pushing this on nobody. But when I became spiritual, it helped me out in so many ways. It really did. It helped me out in so many ways. Okay. And uh a lot of my confusion, my chaos and stuff, it really when I like I said, when I started connecting to the most high on a spiritual level, a lot of things that I was going through calmed down, right? And I was able to tap into myself. I'm gonna give y'all something. Read Psalms 23. Read Psalms 23 every day and see how your life starts to change on a spiritual level. Psalms 23, okay? And watch how your life will change on a day-to-day basis. It will really change your life, right? Because a lot of times, let me tell you something. We be going through things in life and we say we have the faith, but we don't use our faith. We say we got it, but we really don't have it. Because if you had the faith, you wouldn't allow, things wouldn't get you so worked up. Things wouldn't have you, bent out of shape. If thank you. Things wouldn't have you bent out of shape if um if you were spiritually connected. Things would not have you bent out of shape. But some of us say we have the faith. But hey, think about this. If you had the faith, why is it that you are so bent out of shape? Why is it that you got so much chaos and confusion in your life, right? Because if you had faith, all those things shouldn't be there like that. If you really had faith. And I'm going to tell you, you read Psalms 23 every day, every morning, before your feet hit the floor, before you do anything, read them Psalms 23. And I want you to come back and tell me uh, the change that happens in your life. Read Psalms 23. Don't forget what I said. Psalms is spelled Psalms. Psalms 23. I want you to read that every morning and tell me how you feel. Once you start reading that every morning, I want you to come back and tap in with me. You hear me already? I want you to come back and tap in with me and tell me how you feeling. Do it for about a week. Read that Psalms 23, and I want you to come back and tell me how you feel and what did it do for you. Okay? Because you say you are confused, and I don't really know exactly what you're confused about. But what I am saying is that I've been in a place where as though I was confused about everything. Okay? And once I started to get my life together, right? That's when everything started to change. When I started tapping in and getting me together, tapping into myself. And I think that's where some of us get lost at, because we don't tap into ourselves the way we should. We don't give ourselves the time that we should give ourselves. We caught up in doing this for somebody over here, doing that for somebody over there, you know. And okay, I've been there too, where nothing makes sense. Okay. Are you saying you are confused about the word or the things that's going on in the world, period? Is that what you're saying? I just want to get a better understanding. Are you saying you confused about what's going on in the world? Or are you just confused with your life and what's going on in your life? Because if you are, whatever you confused with, like I said, I want you to start reading that Psalms 23. Okay? Read it every morning and every night. And then I want you to come back and tell me, what did it do for you? Did it give you some clarity? Just whatever it did for you. I want you to tap back in with me and tell me what it did for you. I'm confused about what this experience is. Whatever this reality is, it feels strong. Okay, when you say a reality or what though? I'm trying to, okay, let me see. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Python. Yep, that's Psalms 23. You say, I'm confused about what this experience is, whatever this reality is. It feels strong. Okay. Are you talking about the experience that you going through with in your life? The experience that you having in your life right now? Because we all here for an experience. God gave us all an experience here. All of us is having an experience. Is that what you talking about? That you confused with? Because it might be something God trying to show you, but you won't let him. You understand what I'm saying? Because I've been there too. I've been there too where, God was trying to show me some things and I was trying to go another way and God was trying to take me another way. You understand? And God gonna get the last word. He don't care. He gonna get the last word anyway. So is that what you're talking about? That you going through something like that? You feel like something of a force greater than yourself is pushing you one way, but you trying to go another way? Because God might be trying to get your attention about something, but you're not listening to him. It feels wrong. This world filled is evil. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But let me tell you about that already. Let me run something down to you right quick. Yes, it is evil, but let me tell you something. You still have a choice. You still have a choice. Either good or bad. Which way you going? Which way you going? You got the devil and then you got God. Which way you going? It's up to you. It's up to you. It's all up to you and which way you want to go. God wants you with him. But if you make that other choice, then hey, we can't straddle the fence. We can't be straddling the fence. It's either one or the other. You can't walk in between. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't straddle the fence. We can't do that. You gotta pick your battle. You going with God or you going with the devil. Now that's on you. The world is very wicked. You're right about that. The world is very wicked. But we still got a choice in the matter. We still have a choice. And it's up to you what you want to make your choice be. Whichever way you decide to go, it's on you. Do you understand me? And don't let people, let me tell you something. That's a problem that some of us have. We get caught up in the worldly things. Let me tell you something about getting caught up in the worldly things. Getting caught up in these worldly things will take you somewhere where you don't want to be, where you don't want to go. Okay? One thing that you don't want to do is go against the Most High. You don't want to do that because you're going to lose. You already know you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You are going to lose. So you definitely don't want to do that. And even if you don't know everything about God, right? Even if you don't understand stuff, because there's stuff I still don't understand, but we have discernment, okay? And our discernment tells us what to do and what not to do. If we listen to it, if we listen to it. Thank you, Python. Thank you. If we decide to listen to it, it will tell us which way to go and what to do. But sometimes we get caught up in these worldly things, and the world ends up taking us somewhere where we don't want to go. You understand? I sure will. Thank you for tapping in with me. I appreciate it. So you got to think about that already. And like I said, I gave you a strong scripture that I want you to read. Because I don't know what you're going through, but you ended up in my chat, and I'm quite sure you ended up in here for a reason. It wasn't a coincidence, you know, but you ended up in here for a reason. And so that scripture that I gave you, Psalms 23, I want you to start reading it, because whatever your confusion is, when you start reading that scripture, it'll get worked out. It will get worked out, as long as you don't go the wrong way. Okay? This is the time that we need to be repenting and trying to walk with God as straight as we can, trying to walk as righteous as we can. Nobody's perfect but God, but we need to try to do it as, you know what I mean? Walk as righteous as we can. And like I said, I don't know everything that's going on with you, but you're here, and some things is going on. I don't know exactly what they are, but I can't let you leave my chat and not give you something. So Psalms 23 would be perfect. And you look it up, and like I said, read it. Read it every day. Read it in the morning and then at night. And things might not click in right away, but they will. They will. And get you a journal. Get you a journal and start writing down some of those thoughts or whatever is going on. Start jotting down what you're thinking. And then go back and read it. Because sometimes that gives you clarity too. When you write down some of the thoughts that you're having on paper and then you go back and read them, sometimes it'll give you some clarity. You know? But I hope everything works out, and I hope that you drop back in my chat again and let me know how you're doing and everything. Okay? Because I won't forget your name, and I will be looking for you. I'm glad you stopped in here. And I hope I was some help to you, you know? I don't have all the answers, like I said, and I don't know you personally, so I don't really know what exactly is going on. But I do know I've been through enough in my life. I'm 55 years old, and I've been through enough in my life that I can stand 10 toes down and tell you that if you call on him, he will answer. He will answer you. All you got to do is call on him. Matter of fact, he already got his eyes on you. He just waiting on you to call on him. He already know what you're going through. He just waiting for you to call on him. And let me tell you something. I don't know if you are chosen one or not, but let me tell you something about that too. If you are, sometimes we are people who, for some reason, a lot of people don't like us. And a lot of times it's nothing that you're doing. Okay? It's just that when people can see your light, it sometimes it ruffles their feathers. It makes them mad. You ain't even got to do nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. But when people can see your light, it just make people angry. They just get angry. So I don't know if that's something that you're dealing with. You know, we don't keep a lot of company, and for some reason, we don't make a lot of friends when you're chosen. Okay? That's just the way it is. I call it, uh, what's my word for it? I call it our uniqueness. That's the way God fixed it for us. He doesn't, He doesn't let a lot of people get close to us. He keeps us protected. Now, I don't know if that's something you might be going through and you're not really understanding what's going on, but I just want to touch on it a little bit just in case that might be it. That might be something that you're going through that you don't really understand. Okay? When we are chosen, they are people that's chosen, and we are loners. We don't make a lot of friends. We don't keep a lot of people around us, you know. Um, a lot of times we done been through a lot in our life, you know. But that's just the way God chose to, to fix us, you know. I I grew up, I had an issue with it at first because I wasn't really understanding it. But after I went through some things and I started, being more connected spiritually, then I started understanding what was going on. I started to understand exactly what was going on. And so I don't know if that's some of the things that you're going through, but I'm just throwing that out there just in case it is. You can kind of get an understanding of what's going on, with you. But yeah, but I appreciate you for being here, and I'm glad that I could help you. I hope that I gave you something that could help you out with whatever you're going through. I definitely know Psalms 23 will definitely help you out. I know that for a fact. Now, I do know that. So you just use that. If you don't remember nothing else I said, remember that Psalms 23. And I love you. And thank you for being here. And I hope I see you again. Yes. I enjoyed this conversation. I started on one thing, but I'm glad it took me somewhere else. See, that's how God be working a lot of times. You might start out one way, but God be like, you got something else you gotta do, But it's all good. It's all good. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Yep. Yes. I feel good after that. I'm getting ready to shut it down. I do. I feel good after that. I really do. Like I said, I don't have to touch a whole lot of people. If I touch one person, I feel good about that. I can lay down and get me a nice, good sleep tonight because I feel like, I helped somebody. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that. You know, we gotta stop thinking that if we don't help a whole bunch of people that it ain't worth it. You start out, you help who you can. You help who you can because everybody don't want your help. But if you can help, you help the ones who do want the help. Whether that's one person, two people, or whatever, you help who want it. I don't force nobody into nothing, you know? But I started this because I have a lot of wisdom and knowledge, okay, with the things that I've been through in my life. It brought so much wisdom and knowledge. And I said, I can't just sit on this. I was like, I can't just sit on this and not say nothing. I got to talk to people. And so that's what made me start this channel. That's what made that's the reason behind this channel, because I had so much wisdom and knowledge, and my mind used to just be jumping, like with so many thoughts and stuff like that, you know. So I just started the channel and I started talking, and I said, you know, people will get out of it what they need. I don't force nobody to do nothing. I just put the information out there, and I said whoever needed it will cross the right person at the right time. I truly believe that. You know, divine's timing. I feel like things will touch a person at the right time, you know? So yeah. But hey, I love y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. I will be back on, Lord's willing. I will see y'all on tomorrow. So I hope you guys tap in. And again, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notification bell so when I go live, you'll get notified. And on that note, I will see y'all on the next one.